Hello, welcome to my Sunday from Happy St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patty's Day, guys. Um, so today was just a regular day, and I recorded some cooking behind the scenes. And so today, um, I got a splash blood orange. This is my last one. And then I made a chicken fried steak, some macaroni flavored leftovers. It was macaroni fidel from like last week or whatever, but I flavored it with jollof seasoning, jollof rice seasoning, and of course cabbage. And a quick backstory of this meal: when I was growing up, we lived like I was very country, but we lived in the suburbs. And back in the day, there was like how some towns it's like one quarter store and one grocery store per town, and then you have like some random restaurant. Well, back in the day, it was very kind of outskirts. It wasn't part of the metropolitan area of Houston, and we used to cook big and cook for a lot of people. And a thing that we used to do for St. Patrick's Day, like in celebration, you wear green or you get pinched. Or, see, there's a trick to it. Um, you cook something green. You see, like it was like that, but it was kind of cool because back in the day, like we loved cooking, like our own cultural and stuff like that. We loved that. So cabbage, whatever you had, if it was green, it was good. It was good. You didn't get pinched, and it helped you cook. Because like I said back then, it was very like random food. Like we would just cook at home, and I think that's a big difference nowadays, where people get Uber Eats and all this stuff. And yeah, back in the day, it was like that, and I really enjoyed my childhood. Um, but yeah. Oh, did you guys see Jasmine Crockett? I just couldn't wait to talk to you guys about that. Jasmine Crockett, isn't her bodyguard, Mike King, right? And he was a convicted something or other. He's a very violent person. And Jasmine Crockett, right, she still has political affiliation with the government. So she had a bodyguard, and the bodyguard, just like Miss Heiner, which by the way, Miss Heiner is trying to move into politics in Georgia. So make sure you drain the swamp. Y'all don't have to clean house anymore because she's gone, but at the same point in time, look out for your neighbors and stay vigilant. People are moving in that shouldn't be moving in and have taken advantage before. She's still under FBI watch and investigation. Tiffany Henyard, um, from all that Chicago corruption stuff. But Jasmine Crockett, her bodyguard was a fugitive. He was at the children's hospital, parked in the children's hospital. Yeah, that's how disgusting this person was. And he got into like a shootout with the cops. They killed him. And yeah, he was literally on the run, and the cops closed in on him. And he was like already, you know, he was already doing stuff. Um, so they tried to gas him in the car to subdue him, but he came out shooting and died because they returned fire. Um, and yeah, I haven't heard anything about Little Miss Ratchet or nothing, but you know, I'm sure she's gonna have the entire squad behind her, which they always do. But every day is one more reason to hate them, if they're not ambushing the cops. Their bodyguards are in a shootout with them. So what's the difference, right? Um, and then let's see, in other news, mm, I heard Britney Spears went missing. heard anything about her since her arrest, which is weird because she loves posting. She loves posting like crazy, like internet stuff. She loves it. Social media, but it's all been very quiet. So, um, oh, today they did have like some shooting at the Veterans Affairs. I think it was a hospital, and the man was shot. The suspect was shot to death. So that was another police involved shooting, quote unquote. This is good. I just put too much salt in it. Um, and yeah, I mean, things have been quieting down around here. The weather got really cold really fast. 30 degrees. It's supposed to be like 30 degrees. It was for 3 days, I think. And we got snow, and it was very gorgeous. Like, it's still on the floor. Not a lot, but it's sparse, but it's, you know, thick snow, like it blankets. Like I said, I'm walking around like this, and the snow is falling, but, you know, the wind's not that bad. The wind is pretty strong, but it's not that bad. And some nights you could hear it howling. But it's been okay. Mm-hmm. This Saturday, we're expecting 80-degree weather. I can't wait. Today was supposed to be another video, but I'd much rather eat with you guys and talk with you guys. Because I ordered the stuff and it hasn't shown up, so I feel like, you know, like I'm not prepared for it anyway. And yeah. But I had a lot of fun cooking this meal. And I'm thinking about posting later today, but I'm not too sure. I'm not really up for it. Like, I've been in the house worrying about cleaning and spring ready. So, I don't know. Easter has me excited. But I mean, I've been seeing positive things online. Like, usually I see a bunch of nasty things and people just bringing negative light to situations. I mean, they could be the most innocent thing and they just like literally. And I hate when they do that, like during wartime. Like, that makes me so upset, you know, because people get really nervous during wartime conflicts or anything. They get really nervous, especially if they're, you know, supporting the troops. And I think it's not fair. You know, like this one guy, he got, I think he had to go to court because he was recording the missile strikes, which, you know, every time they get missile strikes, you get at least like 100 people, you know, posting that stuff, and they get in big trouble. So after I made my mukbang video about my little friend, like I don't know why I always have little friends around lurking. If you guys have ever had people who burnt you before and then they come back, like, you know, like, and it's like constantly like somebody else will burn you and then they'll come back, like, you know, like, I'm here. I don't know. It feels weird. It's like in their mind they're part of the popular crowd, you know, like they're in like a popular group, or you know, they're part of some type of scene. But I mean, that's not so. It's just in their brain they're thinking, you know. Let me shit on this girl. And they do it, and then they come back like, you know, like they needed validation. But anyways, I thought I was like, oh well, you know, I got it out of my chest. I'm gonna just clear my mind and let the negativity pass and never think twice about it. And you know, if I see him around, even if I saw him in the same chat room as me or anything like that, at the store, at Kroger's, whatever it is, then you know, who cares? I'll just ignore him and we'll just like go on with our lives, because I mean, how much more, like, how much more attention do you want from me? How much more energy do you want to put on this relationship that don't exist, only in your brain? So, like I said, I was going about my day like normal, and then boom. And I was like, okay. I know what to do. I'm gonna address it. So I addressed it. Oh boy. I took the bait. It's like feeding a stray dog. Boy. And then when you give them the negative attention that they wanted, oh my god. It's like you fulfill their life. Like you fulfill their needs, and then like, you know, when you get to a point you're like, you know what? I need to tell somebody this guy's off his fucking rocker. That fulfills their entire world. Like, that makes them feel so special. Mm-hmm. So I decided to have a transparency, you know, clause in my current friendships, because I don't I don't want to be there again. Like, I don't want this to continue. I mean, I don't see it continuing in my life, because like I said, I know who's who. I know what person's capable of what, and what energy has been directed my way by whom. Like, you know who your friends are. You know who's only there for because of opportunists, or maybe something that you have they want, or it could even be just in the moment they see you as part of a scene that they want to be in. And I was like, you know, I'm gonna, how do you say, fight fire with fire? I'm gonna fight fire with fire. And next time they see me, they'll know to go the other way. So they gave me negative attention, and I did it right back to them, and they didn't like it. Mm-mm. They didn't like it. They complained, and then they tried acting like nothing happened. And yeah, and then they tried to act like it didn't exist. Like that's not even a thing. That doesn't that doesn't occur. Like everybody made this up. We're the problem. And if it was one of my friends, I'd be like, okay, let's work this out. But that's not one of my friends. Somebody from my past that obviously learns the hard way. And you know, I can only take so much. And I know they're not in any position to be afforded me apologizing, so I'm not going to crash out, because if I go too far, what am I supposed to do? So, yeah, I just gave them a taste of their own medicine, and then they left me alone. And it felt good. It felt like, I can't explain to you, it felt like a piece of my world I got back. That's what it felt like. What you call retribution. hmm It felt like that. But I don't like sitting around complaining. I like being active. How we used to always talk about NPC, being an NPC in your life and actively participating in your life, being, being aware of all your options, knowing where you're at in life, and, and knowing who you are inside. You could just exist, and live to your fullest potential rather than reacting or feeling a certain way and then acting out, you know, making poor decisions based on, you know, not just your natural behavior patterns, but things that happen around you, things that happen in passing, things that happen because you're passively involved in the world around you. If you want your life to be based, you have to be grounded. Like I said, know your worth, know what you are capable of. Know what you can, know what you can hit on, know the level you're at. Know that you can ask for help. That's always an option. You're never above that. That's something I hardly talk about. Humans are social creatures. And one way that we do interact and socialize is by coming together and helping each other, lending a hand, reaching out, outreach period, each one of you is worthy of love. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you'll commit to being an active participant in your own life and doing the most extra at whatever level you are and continuing to succeed, you know. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, like, comment, share, subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. My Sunday Front. Bye-bye.